Hello, welcome. This is to how to apply for your Maryland HQL with a training exemption. Here to start, you can go to the link that was provided on your cheat sheet, or you can just start at Google. Sometimes it's easier to just start at Google and do it that way. Again, this is if you have a training exemption. So you just start in the Google search engine. You'll just type EMDSP, hit enter, and then most of the time it's always the first link, the Maryland Department of State Police, emdsp.mdsp.org. So you'll just click on that link and it'll bring you to the home page. If you already have an account, you can go ahead and log in and start where you need to start in the video. Otherwise, you do have to create an account, so we'll click on Create User Account in the top left corner. It'll bring you to this page. This page, they just want to make sure that you don't already have an account. This is to create your account. So you just type in your date of birth. Shows you here how to type it in. So they want forward slashes when typing in your date of birth. Then your last name. Then you'll hit search. Alright, if you have come to this page, that means that you do not already have an account. So you need to create your personal account. This is all your information, what you're typing in here. And you'll notice that they have required fields and they do have asterisks if it is a required field. So we'll start at the top. You'll type in your first name. Then you'll type in your middle name. If you do not have a middle name, you're going to type in NMN for no middle name. You'll do this on all federal forms. Last name. You'll notice Social Security is not required. Gender is a drop-down box. Then your date of birth. Again, below it, it shows you how to type it in. And we'll keep scrolling down. Country, on your address. Type in your phone number. Does not matter what phone number you use, as long as you use a phone number just in case they need to contact you about your application. And you'll notice in my phone number I am not putting dashes because the example below it says do not put dashes. We'll move over to address line 1. You'll notice that line 2 is for if you live in an apartment. You can put your apartment number down there. Then your city, state, zip code, and whatever address you put in here, this is where they're going to send your HQL. So make sure you put your right address in there. Your email, and email is required. If you don't have an email, Gmail is really easy to create an account. And then we'll scroll down. This is where you're going to create your user ID and password. So this is your information that you are creating for your personal account. So we'll type in our user ID. I always recommend do not use your first and last name because oftentimes the computer will tell you that it's already being used. You can try typing a number or a letter. Then your password. Below it shows you what all is required to be in the password to make it a good, strong password for MSP's website. Then next to it is to confirm password. They just want to make sure that you typed it in correctly. Okay, down at the bottom is a password question. So this is just in case you forget your password. You can change your password by using the password question. So whatever question you would like it to be, favorite color, first high school, favorite car, whatever you want it to be, and then the answer to that question. Then you'll hit register. If you've come to this page, that means you have successfully registered an account with the Maryland State Police page. So you'll just hit login. Then it'll bring you to this page here where you're going to type in the user ID and password that you just created. And then you'll just hit login. It'll bring you to their home page. Okay, this part is where you're going to start with initial application in the top left corner. So you'll go ahead and click on that, initial application. Now, if you have a training exemption, such as a DD-214, a hunter safety card, as stated by Maryland with pistol certification, you will use this. So your profession is firearm services. Your license type is training exempt. And then it's application. And then you'll go to start application. Once you're here, you're going to go to demographics. This page is going to look fairly familiar because it's how you create your account. But there's a couple of extra boxes that will need filled in, like your race or ethnicity and your occupation. I know it doesn't say required, but the occupation is required. And as it says here, if no occupation, enter none. You can enter retired, you can enter unemployed, etc. You'll keep scrolling down. All of this information, your address and everything will still be in there. Make sure it's correct. Phone number is correct. And then you'll come down here. Your driver's license number, you'll type that in. Your state of driver's license, Maryland. Expiration date on the driver's license. Your height. Your weight. Your eye color. Your hair color. You'll scroll down. Okay, this right here is your fingerprint information. Okay, this is on the fingerprint paper that you received after you were fingerprinted, the receipt that they gave you. It should have a tracking number or a TCN number on there. One of those two numbers has 2 letters at the front of it. That's the number that you're going to use. So you'll type in the first 2 letters and then whatever numbers are behind it. The TCN or the tracking number, not both. So just use either one, again, on your fingerprint receipt. You'll type in the date that you were fingerprinted, which is here. Type that in. The citizenship status. This is only required if you are not a U.S. citizen, such as a work visa or a permanent residency card. You'll type in your USCIS number here and then the expiration date there. All right, training exemptions. This means you did not need a class. This part down here is only if you're using a DD-214 as your training exemption. So you'll type in your military service number. If you do not know what your military service number is, if you look on your DD-214, I believe it's the top left or the top right, it will have your service number or your social security number. Once those boxes are filled in, you'll hit complete. You'll come to this page. This page is only required for the folks that have a firearm as their exemption. If you do not have a firearm for your exemption, you'll just hit save and go to the next page. If you do have a firearm for your training exemption, you'll type in all of this information. So the serial number on the firearm, the model on the firearm, the state that you purchased the firearm in, the barrel length of the firearm, country of origin, the make, who makes your firearm, the caliber of your firearm, the type, semi-automatic, revolver, and the finish, black or blued, aluminum, nickel, other parkerized stainless. If you do not know any of this information, you can try and Google it. If you look it up on Google, it's usually pretty helpful. Or you can come in during normal business hours and we can try and help you out. So once that's all filled in, you'll hit save. And then it'll come to this page. This page only applies to the people that are using their hunter safety card as an exemption. If you are not using that yellow card that you did your training, you had pistol training with, then you would go ahead and hit complete and go to the next page. If you are using that safety card as your exemption, you'll go ahead and hit add. You'll scroll down, registration type, exempt certificates, what the training was, hunter safety card, and then the date. The date is written on that card. So you'll just type in whatever date is on there as shown right here. I'm going to go ahead. And then you'll hit save. You'll come to this page. It'll show you what you did. And then you'll hit complete. Okay, you'll come to questions. This is the questions page. Make sure you read every question carefully. If you have any questions about what each question means, you can look it up, just a basic term. You can try and call and ask questions. Come in if you feel more comfortable that way. But you'll click the drop down box and you'll select whatever answer applies to your situation. You'll scroll down, you'll fill in every question. There's a couple questions that says if you're less than 30. If you're over 30, it is no. MSP doesn't give you an NA option. So those questions wouldn't apply to you if you're over 30. And then once that's finished, you'll hit submit. Mine won't let me go because I didn't fill in any of the boxes, but once you hit submit, it'll bring you to document upload. The only people who have to upload a document are the ones that are using a military DD-214 showing honorable discharge, or if you are using the DNR Hunter Safety Card, which is your firearms training certificate, is what they call it. MSP calls it. If you are doing either of those, you need to upload a photo to your desktop, to your laptop, whatever you're using. And once it's loaded, you'll hit choose file, and then you'll select that file, whatever that file may be. And then once you'll see that the file will load here. And then once it loads, you'll click upload document. And then you'll see that it has been uploaded. Where it says no documents right now, it will say that it has been uploaded. And you'll be able to select your type, whether it be DD-214 or Hunter Safety Card. I believe it says certification for Hunter Safety Card. Once that is uploaded, make sure you hit upload. You'll be able to hit next. And then here on this page, it will bring you to this page. Yours will have Y's or N's for yes or no. You'll be able to review all of the answers to your questions and make sure that you filled them in to the best of your knowledge. And then it will let you hit pay fees. You'll hit pay fees, and it will ask for all of your card information. and all of your billing information. And then you'll hit pay. There's a red button that says pay. And then you'll hit the red continue button, and it'll bring you back to a page that's similar to this, except it's more of a receipt. Once your receipt is there, you'll receive your physical HQL permit. MSP says 30 days from the day you pay your $50. Other than that, if you have any questions, you can come into the store, Haver's Gunsmithing, during our normal business hours, or you can also call us.